couple rocks yesterday. My fucking arm is hurting. I was seeing if I could hit this tree. I was taking a walk. Can't help myself. The baseball player in me. I see some rocks, pretty decent size. I'm like, let me test my accuracy and see if I can hit this tree. 2 out of 3 I hit. Come on. And now I'm sore? Come on. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm not sure if I should put this all in the same video or if I should break this up. I can do clips. I can just do one straight shot. By the way, my voice reverberates pretty good in this room. Welcome to the YouTube Sports Network. I am your host. And I got a few things I want to talk about. I'm going to run through the list. I'm going to have this like ESPN style thing or pardon your interruption, like coming down like that, covering the topic. Bang, 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 bang. You can learn a lot from those shows. Obviously, you can take their template. It's already been set. You can do that. You can put your own spin on it. Whatever you want to do. But this is what I'm going to talk about. The Rangers, the New York Rangers. Maybe I can just get through a real brief. The New York Rangers. These are multiple topics, or we have multiple topics, and we have a couple different sports going on over here. Hockey and baseball and football. Okay? I'm going to talk. Here's the headline. The New York Rangers are going to have to forecheck. It's been a minute. I say that and I took note of it because I'm looking at their preseason game yesterday for the Rangers. They're playing the Boston Bruins. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm seeing it. I'm like, okay, they're forechecking a little bit. Not too much, but they're forechecking a little bit. The Rangers it feels like the New York Rangers have not had to do or have not wanted to do a lot of hard work and gritty work over the last couple seasons. They've been trying this a lot of finesse. I remember like 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, this like skating and backhanded pass to not looking, just no look backhanded pass. Like assuming people were going to be there. At 1 year it wasn't working, and then it was working. I'm like, oh, that's different. Their chemistry is a little bit better. They're actually making a little bit more plays. But after a while, you're gonna have to fall back on some hard work. And it felt like when it got tough and it got gritty, the Rangers didn't step up in that way. And I think Mike Sullivan, who apparently, I mean, from what I understand, if you just watch the Penguins over the last, since in his run with the Penguins, which was, he coached the Penguins for 10 seasons, and he won back-to-back Stanley Cups. 2015 and 16 was the first year. 2016-17 calendar year was the second year. That first year he took over for Dan Bylsma, I believe. Dan Bylsma. Like around half the season, maybe like 48 games, maybe like 30-something games in, he took over for like the final 48 or something. Long story short, he took that team and they won the cup, and then the next year they won again. So he's the winningest coach in Penguins history, at least the most wins in Penguins history. I believe Dan Bylsma has the best winning percentage in Penguins history. But the point is that, and this is what I read on Google, so to make it as clear as I can. Mike Sullivan's system relies on an aggressive, structured forecheck to pressure opponents, forcing turnovers and creating transition opportunities. If you watch the Penguins, and you watch a lot of hockey, you see that. But if the Penguins have always been a hard-working team, and they have a lot of grind. It always felt like they have a lot of grinders and guys who are willing to get in the dirty, do the dirty work and get in the gritty areas of the ice, and that's behind the net and make plays and take hits to make a play. So I think the Rangers, if anything, are going to be a harder team to play against, and I think this is exactly the right coach that they need to get their hard hat back on and play some tough hockey, because they can benefit from that. Too much finesse. It can't be finesse all the time. So that's just something I was thinking about. Let's move on. Texas Rangers. Marcus Semien and Corey Seager have both been shut down for the rest of the season. It's only about a week and change left of games. I'm thinking, okay. 7 years and $175. Marcus Semien signed a contract. starting at the 2022 season that runs to 2028. That is $25 million a year. Corey Seager signed the same offseason, 10 years, $325 million. That is $31.5 million a year. So they signed a same season, same offseason. 3 years less for Seager, I guess, because he's 3 years younger than Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien right now is 34. Corey Seager's 31. Okay. Now, all right, so the reason why I'm highlighting this, I'm just thinking, man, these guys signed big contracts. They got a good amount of years left. You're shutting them down for the season. And they really didn't have great seasons. And next year, Simeon's going to be 35. Seager's going to be 32. Whatever. Age is just a number, I guess. But baseball, like a lot of other sports, you start approaching those mid-30s. And especially when you show a little bit of decline, although those players who show a little bit of decline in those early to mid-30s, and they have a little down drop in production, and those guys who can maintain and then have better or at least maintain, those are the guys that go on to the Hall of Fame or just get remembered for a very long time or whatever. So what I'm saying is that's where we're going to keep an eye on Marcus Semien next year. But what I'm highlighting these guys because I'm just thinking they make a lot of money. Seager has not played in a lot of games in his career. I mean, he has great numbers. He has what they call, there's a stat called OPS plus, which, if I can make it as simple as possible, or at least I can say it as clearly as I know off the top of my head, OPS is when you combine the on-base percentage plus your slugging percentage. You combine that number, you add it as simple as possible, you add that together, and that's your OPS. The new stat, OPS plus, is a measure, I think, like 100. 100 is considered a league average player. Any number, any digit above that is you're just that much. You're 1 digit, 2 digit. You're just a little bit better than the average player. Obviously, the higher you go, if you're in the 140s, 130s, you can judge your best players. That's a good indication who's having a tremendous season or like a better than average season. So you just judge it off an average player. So we're talking about 2-time MVP here, Corey Seager. 3 straight All-Star appearances with the Texas Rangers, since not this year, his first 3 years. So 22, 23, 24. He has a 146 OPS plus in his career with Texas. I guess that's indicative of his All-Star appearances. He doesn't get picked for nothing. And for his career is a 137. So he's obviously been an above average player since he's been in the league. But I'm just saying, these guys, I'm mentioning that because he's not a scrub, and I think I got to give you a little bit of his resume. 2-time World Series MVP. Hello. Marcus Semien has been top 3 in MVP voting 3 times. 2019 with Oakland, 2021 with Toronto. His first year with Toronto, his only year with Toronto. I think I'll tell you his numbers. And then the World Series winning team, his second year with Texas in 2023. So it's 2019, 2 years later, 2021, 2 years later, 2023. So he's had, and I wonder how many players have had 3 top 3 MVP finishes with 3 different teams. I wonder how many players have done that. I'm sure there's been a good amount, but that's an interesting stat. Without giving, I guess I can give his numbers, but those seasons, 2019, 123 runs, 43 doubles, 33 homers, 92 RBIs, 285 on batting average, 522 slugging, 139 OPS. 2021, 115 runs, 39 doubles, 45 homers, 102 RBIs, 265 batting average, 538 slugging. What a way that only his first and only year in Toronto, and he sprung that into a career. He had that career season, and then he earned a 7-year, $175 million contract with the Texas Rangers. That's crazy, right? I remember when this guy was with the White Sox, light hitting infielder, was known to have a little struggles fielding the ball. And when he went to Oakland, to my knowledge, or I thought he was working with Ron Washington. But were they there at the same time? I just remember Ron Washington, if I'm not mistaken, made him the player he is now defensively. Because he struggled a little bit. Anyway, 2023, 122 runs scored, 40 doubles, 29 homers, 100 RBIs, 276, 478 slugging, 477. And he was third in MVP voting that year as well. So a lot of runs scored. These two guys are shut down for the season, and I'm just mentioning it because they make a lot of money, and it's just something I gotta mention. All right. Let's see. Anthony Santander comes back. Does he hit a home run in his first game? That's one of the people that we put the bet in. I've noticed this year that a lot of guys, over the last couple of years I think, but I've noticed there's some trends in sports. When guys come off the disabled list in baseball, for some reason it seems like they always hit a home run in that first game back. When there's a long absence, they come back and hit a home run. So we figured, hey, Mike, why don't we look at Anthony Santander? I just saw his name last night popped up. He's coming back today. Why don't we put a bet on him to hit a home run? Who's he facing? Oh, he's facing Garrett-Crochet on the Red Sox. Shit, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. He might win Cy Young this year. And I'm like, let me look at it. 4 starts ago, Garrett-Crochet versus Cleveland Guardians gave up 4 home runs. Joensky Noel, Austin Hedges, David Fry, Brian Rocchio. 4 righties. I'd say at least 2 of those righties, Rocchio and Hedges, especially Hedges. Hedges' career batting average is probably 200. No disrespect. Rocchio is not a power hitting shortstop. He took him yard. Hedges took him yard. Noel's a big dude. Doesn't hit as many home runs as you think he could or should. Big ass dude. He took him yard, all right. And then David Fry, he just got hit in the face with 100 mile per hour fastball last night or 2 nights ago by Tarek Skubal. That is no joke. And he's going to be out for a while, so wish him well. Those 4 guys took him yard. 4 homers in 1 start. 2 starts ago, Garrett-Crochet versus the Yankees gave up 2 home runs. Ahmad Rosario, who's slugging like 538 or 5, I said that number, didn't I? 5 something, really well with the Yankees in a limited amount of action. Play him more, please. That's one of my favorite players. Play him more. And Aaron Judge took him yard too. So another 2 righties. Obviously, not many lefties are going to take Crochet deep. So that's another 2 home runs. And then his last start, he gave up 2 home runs. Carson Williams, the shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Yandy Diaz hit his 25th. I think Carson Williams hit his 5th. Yandy Diaz hit his 25th. So that's now 4, 2, and 2. That's 8 homers in his last 4 starts. Over his last 4 starts, he's given up. I think he's given up 24 home runs in the season. That's the majority of his home runs he's been giving up lately. So I'm thinking, Crochet's given up homers lately, although he's still a dominant pitcher and he doesn't give up many home runs. I mean, 24 is not horrible. It's not terrible. It's not good, but whatever. It's kind of notable. But 8 over the last 4 is notable, especially from him. And Santander's coming back. Anthony Santander is coming back. All right, he's batting righty. I got to look. I forget which side is the strong side. Probably mostly his left side because there's more righty starting pitchers than there are lefty starting pitchers, or more righty pitchers in general than lefty. But what I'm saying is, I went with the theory. Let's go with it. So far, he struck out. These games already started. So I don't know how helpful this is going to be. This is just speaking. Although you can probably, if you do watch this and it's out, you can probably get the next couple guys. So Santander. Okay, I actually never even got to the fucking 30-30, but we'll get to that. In fact, let's get to it now. The 30-30, it made me think of it was 30-30. I was looking at my notebook, right? This is one of them. Who was in the 30-30 club this season, right? Because the 30-30 club is an exclusive club. That is people who hit 30 home runs and steal 30 bases in the same season. right? So far this year, there are 3 players in baseball that have done it. Jose Ramirez has 30 homers and 40 stolen bases. Juan Soto has 42 homers and 36 stolen bases. Juan Soto, 30-30, by the way, which people think they never really think base stealer. 36 stolen bases, that goes way over people's heads. And Jazz Chisholm Jr., 31 homers, 31 stolen bases. A Yankees a Yankees player in general, 30-30, it's a huge deal. So, those are the only 3 guys in baseball. And I'm thinking, I thought a while back, I have a note. I have this notebook right here. I got a lot of early notes from the beginning of the season. A lot of notes on the beginning of the season. Whatever, we'll get to them sometime. I guess I could show them. But I thought to myself, I put Zach Neto, O'Neal Cruz, Kyle Tucker, Ohtani, and Lindor. Those are the 5 guys I put in that list. And I'm thinking, Neto. Neto last season had 23 homers, 30 stolen bases in 155 games. So far right now, he has 26 homers, 26 stolen bases in 128 games. I don't think he's going to get it because I don't think he's coming back this season. He's on a DL. He started the season a little bit late, April 18th. So a little bit late start to the season doesn't deter him from getting it because he still can get it in 140 games or about 140 games. But doesn't look like he's going to get it. But this is a guy next year, healthy. He's probably going to get 30-30. Underrated 30-30. O'Neal Cruz, total disappointment this season. He's batting .203. Last year he batted .259. Total drop. The Pirates in general, horrible this season. I thought a little bit better. I really thought better. Like, everyone's kind of back. They added a couple players. Maybe they'll band together and play better. Whoa, I was totally wrong. Last year, 21 home runs, 22 stolen bases last season. All right, he's going to improve. He'll get to 30-30, right? He has 38 stolen bases this year. So he got the stolen bases, but he has 20 homers. So, not good at all. Now, I'm going to be honest. This 30-30 list that I created wasn't the beginning of the season. It was probably around early May, late April. I got to check it there. So it wasn't the very beginning. But it was a few weeks into the year. And I'm thinking, okay, who's going to get this 30-30? It looks like I'm projecting. I'm just thinking this is going to happen. Neto didn't get it. He's missed. He's not going to get it because he didn't get it. But he's also short a good amount of games. O'Neal Cruz he missed a little action. But he still could have gotten it, I think, in the amount of games that he's played because he's hit 38. He's stole 38 bases. I mean, I think he can be a 30 home run hitter. Look at the size of this guy. He's tremendous power, but batting .203, I mean, doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means a lot. Let me take that back. It means a lot. I also put Kyle Tucker. I mean, last season he actually played a limited amount of games, but we'll say I think he played like 80-something games maybe. In 2023, he had 29 homers and 30 stolen bases. So he's 1 home run shy of getting 30-30. That's in 157 games. His new team, his new uniform with the Cubs, I'm thinking, career year possibly, or like contract season. He's going to do big things. MVP candidate. He's played 133 games. He has 22 homers, 25 stolen bases. So it doesn't look like he's going to get his 30-30. So that's kind of a shocker. But then again, you look at his numbers, he just gets to 30 home runs, I think a few times. He's gotten 30, 3 times maybe. He doesn't go way past that number. So getting there is, I thought. But he also he's a sneaky base stealer, but he doesn't always steal. I don't think he's ever had 30 stolen bases in the season. So that's kind of under the radar. I thought he was a guy that maybe is more likely to get it, but actually doesn't get it. And he didn't get it this year, and he's not going to get it because I think a lot of it has to do with games played. But 22 home runs is not a lot. And even if he got a full season, at that rate, I'm not sure he would have got the 30. Who knows? Ohtani, 54 home runs last season, 59 stolen bases. Not 30-30, he went 50-50. So, and before that, he never had a 30-30 season. So he never had a 30-30 season. And last season, he said, I'm going to do that, but let's add 20 on top of that. I'm going to go 50-50. And we saw how he did it in historic fashion. The fix was in. I don't know. But this year, 53 home runs, 19 stolen bases. 19 stolen bases. 53 homers. Last year, 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases, 53 homers this year, 19 stolen bases, 40 less stolen bases. He has played in 154 games, so it's not even the games played. It was a decision that he made. All right. His highest total in a season previous to last season was 26 stolen bases in 2021 with the Angels. That season, he had 46 homers. So he didn't get it. Lindor, this is an interesting case. This is why we put him for a home run today. He hit a home run in 2 straight games. Tonight, they're actually playing right now. The game, I believe, started. It's 8:16 p.m. Lindor in 2023 had his first 30-30 season. He played in 2023 was his 9th season, and that was his first 30-30. He had 31 homers, 31 stolen bases in 160 games. Last year, 33 homers, 1 stolen base short. He had 29 stolen bases in 152 games. He missed a couple games. 10 games of the season. This year, he has 29 homers and 31 stolen bases in 155 games. Practically plays every day, does play every day. And I'm thinking he homered in 2 straight games. He's chasing that 30-30. Let's put a home run in for him today. He's facing Matthew Boyd, lefty. Lindor doesn't quite slug from the right side. If I remember correctly, he has a .398 slugging percentage this season going against righties. But Matthew Boyd hasn't been too sharp over his last 2 starts. He hasn't pitched too deep into the game. I think he has a total of 5 innings pitched over his last 2 games or something like that. So, could be totally off of that, but I'm pretty sure it's very low. He's giving up a couple home runs, a home run in each start. I'm just saying. I like what he's chasing, and I thought that would be all right. And as a nugget, I spoke to Mike, and I'm thinking, what about Pete Crow-Armstrong? He hasn't hit one, I think, in a little while. I haven't heard his name much. He was, he was given that superstar label very, 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 very early, and I'm like, yo, let the guy play a little bit more before you call him a superstar. Right now, he has 29 home runs and 30. By the way, we throw that word out there a lot. Superstar. Way too loosely over the last 4 years. Way too loosely. I'm not saying he's not going to be or he can't be, but that's way too loose. Good personality, though. Can he be a superstar? Sure, maybe. But let's let these kids play a little bit more. Anyway, 29 home runs and 35 stolen bases. He's got the stolen bases. He's 1 homer shy. They're playing the Mets, his former team, or the team that he was drafted by and who was traded by. So I'm thinking, does he do it against the Mets? Does he become a 30-30 player and the 4th player, possibly the 5th player, if Lindor does it first? Either way, does he do that in front of the Mets against his former team or former organization? So he's right there up there. There's only like I said, there's only 3 players this season that have done it. So that's my baseball rant. I'm happy I got through that because there was a lot that had to do with the baseball. This video is long. I think it's nearly, what are we doing here? 24 minutes right on the dot. As I said, this video is long. We're going to keep it going because this is the YouTube Sports Network. I can clip this. I can put in a little, what I'll do? Maybe I'll put in what are they called? Timestamps. I'll timestamp each topic. I'll go through it and timestamp each topic in the description. Actually, I can run through this really quick. I'm going to go back to hockey real quick. I was thinking, you know what, the Rangers, Vincent Trocheck. I think I know why he wasn't the captain of the Rangers. I think that he drove Mike Sullivan crazy. And I'm thinking, knowing how, or seeing how Mike Sullivan operates, I probably should have talked about this when I paired it with the hockey, but I want to go back to this because I'm going in the order, kind of. Mike Sullivan, I can see him not liking a guy like Trocheck, because if Trocheck is a big chirper, Mike Sullivan looks like a no-nonsense, doesn't take crap. And I feel like the Penguins and the Rangers rivalry and all that, he thought to himself, this guy's a fucking pest. This guy's a pain in the ass. All right, now I got to coach him. I like him. I'm sure I'm going to like him as my player. But I like JT Miller a little bit more because I like that no nonsense, in your face, gritty, which Trocheck can be too. But JT is a little bit more. No smiles from JT. No, very very. You won't. Good luck getting him to smirk. And I think the Rangers need a no nonsense leader at this time. And I think JT going through the U.S. developmental program and blah 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 blah. I'm pretty sure Mike Sullivan has coached that or whatever. I just like, and I predicted the JT Miller last season when they acquired him. I said and by the way, if she ever sees this, what's her name? Ciara Santos, who works for MLB Network. I told her, if she remembers, she probably won't. Who knows? 3 other people. Hey, Father Phil and Santos. JT Miller is going to be the next captain of the Rangers. Mark my words. Next captain of the Rangers. Carlos Santana signed with the Cubs. I didn't know that. It's in his 11th game, 8th or 11th game. I didn't know that. Good for him. September 1st. I've been out of the baseball world for a little bit. I'm trying to come back in. Let's see. Get well, Tyler McGill. I hate to see that. To Tyler McGill, man. I'm a fan of Tyler McGill. If not mistaken, his brother Trevor McGill, who pitches for the Milwaukee Brewers in a relief role, one of their better pitchers and relief pitchers in baseball the last couple seasons. He just emerged. Former Cub, actually, as well. I think he's out. So now his brother's out. And he's got Tommy John surgery, Tyler McGill. I hate that because this guy's been grinding. This guy's evolving. No more of that 4 innings, 5 innings. He always, and that's the thing with him, he always has that moment where he goes through spurts. Like, okay, we're going to see Tyler McGill. He looks like he's removing that short inning, like that short outing tag that he has. Like a guy that goes a short amount of innings in a start. Then he started to pitch a little bit deeper in the games. Then he started to change up his repertoire a little bit. Now he's got a fucking Tommy John surgery. I hate that. So get well, Tyler McGill. I hope you come back strong, which I'm sure you will. They usually do. Russell Wilson and Brian Dable. Brian Dable and Joe Schoen, or whatever is the GM's name. You guys, no doubt, are making this move, Jackson Dart, because under your regime, you are responsible for drafting Dart, and you're hoping that Dart can save your fortune and your jobs, because obviously at this point you have to reach into all your bag of tricks, and honestly, you drafted this guy to play him eventually. I'm upset because I was here a few days ago saying, best thing you could do is let Russell Wilson play. Best thing you could do is let Dart watch Wilson operate. How quickly do you go from 450 yards passing, career day for Russell Wilson, and leading the Giants down the field multiple times? All right, they lost, not to his doing. What is it? What do you have? 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 123 quarterback rating. Game 3 versus Kansas City, 18 for 32, 56.3%. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 160 yards passing, 43.7 quarterback rating. Honestly, was he sabotaged? Was that game fixed? What was going on? Malik Neighbors, 2 catches, 13 yards. That game, to me, there was something fishy about it. I'm watching it. I don't even think the Giants were... I think the Giants were purposely trying to lose. Sorry. That's what it looked like to me from what I could see at that moment, even though I might have had it 1 or 2. So just like that, Russell Wilson loses his job. All right, but I understand. Because it's an act of desperation. I saw that Jeff Saturday said that earlier. It's true. And honestly, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they're doing this because they got to save their job. You gotta. It's not a last resort, but it's one of the things you have to resort to because you did draft this kid, and when you're not going to play him, you get fired. Next season, you start playing him, but these guys aren't there who were responsible for getting him. You got to play him. I just didn't think now, but how quickly it fizzled. C.J. Gardner-Johnson with the Houston Texans. Right now, the Houston Texans are 5th overall in points allowed. Points per game allowed, I mean 5th best defense in the NFL as far as points allowed. They're 32nd in points per game. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has nothing to do with the amount of points the Texans are putting on the board. If anything, Nick Caley, the offensive coordinator, first-year offensive coordinator. Last year, he was the pass game coordinator / tight ends coach with the L.A. Rams. It seems like all the coaches go through the L.A. Rams system over the last however. All these coaches go through the Rams system. Sean McVay umbrella. I believe Kevin O'Connell did as well. Anyway, last year, I'm going to talk about the offense, then get to Gardner. Pass yards per game. Last season, the Texans were 21st. That's 207.4 yards a game. This year, they're 26th. About nearly 35. 35 yards less passing. 35.1 yards passing this year than last. They're 26th overall, so they regressed so far. It's only 3 games, but they digressed. And the quarterback rating last year was 22nd overall at 86.1. It's now dropped 10 points, nearly 10 points to 76.9, which is 26th in the league. Again, it's only 3 games, but that offense is not looking good. So that guy who's getting an opportunity, again, he's young. Oh, he's 42. He's young, but it bothers me that like someone gets released and it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Meanwhile, this coordinator, like, again, it's first year on the job and all that, got to be a little leeway, but it's very crucial at this time. C.J. Stroud needs to take a step up. And I'm just thinking, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was last year, he finished 11th in Comeback Player of the Year voting. All right, 11th, it's obviously outside the top 10. I finished 11th in my class in high school. Out of like 117, take it how you want. 117, 121, I'm not sure. Hey, I got bumped out of the top 10 because this Asian kid came over. Very, very smart. Sean Ning. He comes over from wherever the hell he came from, and he bumps me out 1 year. All right, fine. 11's not a bad spot. I'm just saying, Fitch was in there too. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson has never been known as a bad player. 3 games in, he's the guy to blame. He's 4th on the team in defensive snaps. He's played in 96.19, 96.2% of the snaps on defense. That's 4th on the team for a team that is 5th overall in points per game allowed. Last season they had an 89. His quarterback rating against. They rate this for DBs. Last season, he had an 89% quarterback rating against. This season is 92%. For his career, 77% quarterback rating. Or 77% quarterback rating against. Does that make sense? 77 QB rating against. They judge you off that, but there's a lot of metrics to that. How far you are playing off the ball, air yards, yards after catch, missed tackle percentage. There's a lot that goes on. How many completions and targets. There's a lot. All right, so he's a little bit worse 3 points worse than last season, but that's odd. I want to know why he was released. Super Bowl winner. He's only 28 years old. He's been with a few teams, 4 or 5 teams. I don't know. It's kind of odd. So that's that. Oh, and here's one more thing to finish off with this. The Tigers lead the all-time series versus the Cleveland Indians. Their record against them is 1,163 wins to 1,162 losses. That caught my eye. I wasn't looking for that. I just found that as I'm looking through the reference website. I'm thinking, oh shit, that's crazy. And right now, because I was looking at the MLB standings, the Guardians are 9-1 in their last 10. The Tigers are 1-9 in their last 10. The Guardians are now tied for first with the Tigers, or the Guardians are ahead by a little bit. I forget exactly, but Mike was telling me it's going to be a monumental collapse. And based off the numbers he was sharing with me, I'm like, holy shit, that is a monumental collapse. Reminds me of the Mets, Phillies type thing. But one team is surging, one team's going literally the opposite direction, and if the Tigers lose today, then that series, an all-time series between the Detroit franchise and the Cleveland franchise, would be knotted up completely even. The same amount of wins between each team against each other. I think that was cool. I love the numbers. So, that's all I have. I mean, I have a lot. Obviously, I've covered a lot. What, I have like 40 minutes talking. Let's see what Mike has said here. Any updates on the bet? Oh, yeah, he said. All right, so no updates on the bet yet, but that's my rant. I can clip this. I'm going to try to clip this. I got a lot to say in a little bit of time, or at least I have a lot to say, and I need, I ask for your attention. I really do. I not demand your attention. I appreciate your attention. and I hope that you guys like what I have to say and share. And that's it for the YouTube Sports Network. Until next time, I'm your host,